Hi, I'm Phil. Welcome to this 5-minute power message entitled The Obscurity of Ricky Martin and Jesus. I have a friend named Ricky Martin, not the famous pop singer. I'm pretty sure that most of my audience doesn't know the Ricky Martin that I'm referring to. Let's just say he's an obscure, under-the-radar kind of a guy. 0 Facebook friends. He's a no-show on Twitter. Instagram, forget about it. Yes, I think obscure would be an apt description for Ricky Martin. The prophet Isaiah said that when Messiah would come, he would be obscure. Listen to a portion of Isaiah 53. It says he didn't have an impressive form or majesty that we should look at him, no appearance that we should desire him. He was despised and rejected by men, a man of suffering. We didn't value him. As Christians, we believe that the Messiah did come in the person of Jesus Christ. A famous poem written in 1926 is entitled One Solitary Life, and it describes the obscurity of Jesus. Let me read a portion of it. Here's a man who was born in an obscure village. He worked in a carpenter shop until he was 30. Never owned a home, never wrote a book, never held office, didn't have a family. Popular opinion turned against him. His friends ran away, one denied him. He was turned over to his enemies. He was nailed to a cross. When he was dead, he was laid in a borrowed grave. Now back to Ricky. Outside of our small church, he may seem like an obscure guy. Yet to any who encounter him, well, you might just be thinking that you're in the presence of Jesus. If you're a member of Tetelestai Church, and if you're suffering or maybe even dying, Ricky becomes your best friend. At the point in your life when you have nothing to offer, Ricky offers you everything he has. His time, his prayers, himself. Ricky works at a car dealership where he's a service attendant. Employees there love him so much, and they saw him driving a beat-up car, an unreliable one. They pitched in to buy him a nice used car. After work, Ricky drives that car to church services faithfully on Wednesday and Thursday nights. And on many other nights, he visits sick and dying people. He comforts them and tells them that they are the ones who are blessing him. One of our dear church friends is a big, strong, lovable guy named Blaze Urban. Everybody loves Blaze. Sadly, in 2010, he was stricken with Lou Gehrig's disease. Over time, Blaze has been reduced to a shell of his former self, but he'd still come cheerfully to church as often as he could because Ricky would drive an hour to get him, an hour back, and then repeat it. 4 hours in the car, plus more time caring for him at his house. Ricky did this for years until Blaze became too weak to make the trip. Seeing Blaze each week was a true encouragement for everybody in our church, and it was a testament to Ricky's love and compassion. By the way, you don't have to be sick or dying to receive encouragement from Ricky Martin. There's never been a time that I spoke at church or published the Power Gospel that he didn't smile and hug me and tell me it was beautiful, his favorite word. And his words of encouragement to others are loud, and they're legendary, and they're beautiful. Let me close by reading the final portion of the Solitary Life poem. Here's what it says. 19 centuries have come and gone. All the armies that ever marched, all the navies that were ever built, all the parliaments that ever sat, all the kings that ever reigned, put them all together, they have not affected the life of man on earth as powerfully as that one solitary life. That poem sounds like Philippians chapter 2 to me. It says there that Jesus will impact the world. It says, God has highly exalted him, bestowed upon him a name that is above every name. At the name of Jesus, every knee will bow, and every tongue will confess that he is Lord. Ricky's life may seem obscure to many, but not to God. Paul said of the apostles in 2 Corinthians 6, he said, we're ignored among men, even though we're well known in heaven. Ricky's a modern day apostle of Christ, ignored by many, and he'll even joke about that, but he's well known in heaven. As we close, let me ask you a question about yourself. Do you feel obscure, unimportant, unnoticed? Let me remind you that when you and I are not self-centered, but are others-centered, prayers for others, kind words for others, kind deeds for others, heaven takes notice. To all the Ricky Martins out there sharing the love of Jesus, many in obscurity, and to you personally, Ricky, thank you. You are living a life of power without fear, and heaven considers this to be beautiful. This has been a 5-minute power message. Many more videos like this can be found on our website, philhenrypowergospel.org. Consider finding us and liking us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter @PhilHenryPG. Until next time, may God bless you and empower you.